How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the last bastion of sanity in this corner of the internet. I present to you The Last Vox. My name, of course, is Matt. How's it going, everyone? Sorry for the little delay. Had a couple of things that I didn't quite set up yet, but we're there now. So, let's say hello to the wonderful people that are in the chat right now. You all deserve praise and thanks for being here. As soon as I can click everything. Now, I do have to say that there have been a couple of people that have been waiting a while. And one of them is there right now. He was here 21 hours ago, making sure to beat Mitzi to the first comment of the stream, and that's Zaw. Zaw was here for a long-ass time. Now, I don't know if he stuck around, but he had the first comment. Mitzi apparently has started something, and everybody trying to beat her to the task. So, how's it going, Zaw? You got first. Ray is here. Ishtar is here. Hello, gorgeous. Ben C., how's it going? Mitzi is here. Hello. Just a daily reminder for everyone who doesn't know, Canada is not a real country. It is a mass hallucination of a bunch of people who live in Northern America, and we need to get Mitzi to understand that she has to move. Big T is here. How's it going, Big T? Long time no see, man. Steve is here. How's it going, buddy? May all the gods rot the corpses and bring them back for our amusement. Let's hope not. Wolvania is here. How's it going? And Vin, how's it going, my man? Can't start the parade without you guys. Well, that's very true. How's it going, Zeo Gold? Well, this has been a very weird week. Now, I had a bunch of stuff that I was going to talk about, but unfortunately, a lot more interesting stuff has come up, a lot more weird stuff, and I think you guys need to see it. Now, for those of you who don't know, Twitter is a den of scum and villainy. For those of you who did know, then you understand that the stuff that goes on Twitter is just, well, I keep saying this, it's not real, but it does kind of get you a chance to look and laugh at people who take it so seriously. So, I'm going to try and help you guys stay sane as best I can, and that's by showing you things that, well, oh god. I got tagged in something. Now, for those of you who, a long time ago on the Cunt stream, there was a show called Not Safe for Wednesdays, and it dealt with all manners of fetishes and things like that. And I got to be the guest. I got to be the very first guest for the very first episode, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but after that first episode, it seemed to take a downturn pretty quickly. And on that very first episode, we talked about BDSM. That's right. Bondage, slavery, domination, submissiveness, all of that stuff. Well, someone decided that BDSM is a bad thing for those people who enjoy it. Yeah, that, you see, Big T knows what I'm talking about. I'm actually going to bring it up here for you guys to see it. It's stupid. It's definitely stupid. And this is from Layla Mickelwaite. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I don't care. And she says, Pornhub's number 4 most watched video this week with over 4 million views is of a teen girl, hands and feet shackled down, mouth gagged, being penetrated with a machine, electrocuted until she is screaming in pain, and her body burned with wax. Don't tell me porn is not violence against women. Okay, so she's using some very misleading language. First is teen. Now, if she's 18, all right, cool. 19, all right. Those are the only two teens that can be on Pornhub. And it just so happens that that's legal. Here's the problem. BDSM is a big thing. Apparently, Layla did not catch the updraft of BDSM relationships after 50 Shades of Grey came out. Now, the books are completely and utterly garbage, and it's more of a abusive relationship than anything, and doesn't actually show what a dominant and a submissive relationship is like. It's more abusive than anything. But it made women kind of say, hey, that is, that seems kind of interesting. That may ring a couple bells for me. That may get my little man in the boat a-tingling. And Vin points out something very, very important. Does this bitch not realize that it can be for guys too? There's a fuck ton of torture towards both. Yes, there is. It's actually a very popular genre. It's called femdom, where females in dominatrix gear beat the living fuck out of guys. And I do mean beat the living fuck. Nut kicking, testicle torture, penis torture, all that stuff. It's on there. But again, we're talking about how this woman is looking micro instead of macro. This is all about the women's. It's all about violence towards women. Here's the thing. And I'm going to close this down real quick because I have to quote someone. But I have to find it first, and I don't want you guys seeing all of my DMs and stuff like that. So here we go. Give me just a second, guys. Where did you go? Where did you go? Alright. Here we go. From our very own Ishtar, who is in the chat right now. I get to call her out because she said something that, of course, she didn't get responded to because Lila probably muted this conversation as soon as she posted it. But Ishtar says, ask any dom. That quote-unquote victim in the film is the one with all the power. She determines what is acceptable, and if she said stop, it would stop. Plus, there were likely long conversations about the setup, years of knowing her limits, and insane orgasms. And she puts in all caps, it was consensual, you twit. Can we get a round of applause for Ishtar, please? Can we? Because I couldn't say that better. I couldn't say that any better myself. Ishtar hits all of the points that she needs to hit. Now, in a sub-dom relationship, the dom is there because the sub allows it. Every submissive has a safety word. That safety word shuts everything down. If that woman were to utter it, that shuts the dom down immediately. It means it's too much, can't go anymore, I don't like this, please stop. Now, most of the time, a submissive stop word is not stop, don't, please stop. It's not those. It's something completely out of the ordinary that would make the dom realize I went too far, because it's a word that shouldn't be put into this experience. A lot of people like fruit or some type of food because, well, food isn't usually what's going on when you're banging. A popular one is banana or pineapple. It could be anything. So, yeah, this is the craziness that's going on Twitter right now. Because aside from the anti-porn Twitter that is out there basically saying everything in porn is bad. We have idiots like this who are misinformed. Now, this young girl who enjoys pain is probably enjoying herself. On top of that, not only did she get to choose what they're doing to her, but she's the one that's in control of the entire scene. She's the one that is being paid the most. But yes, it's violence against women. To believe that this was violence against women would mean to believe that women can't consent or like things that hurt. And, as Ishtar said, a good dom, plus those doms, will care for the sub after the camera is off. They will make sure she's not in lingering pain, hydrated, and cuddled. And that's called aftercare, ladies and gentlemen. This woman has a website. And I'm not going to go on to it because she doesn't do much on the website. But she does have issues. You could, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine to think it's weird. There are people who... Now, my personal preference is I don't watch this type of stuff. I participate in it, but I don't watch this type of stuff. That's not my kink. Watching them get off is not my kink. You cannot be into... And you cannot be into it, and you can be perfectly happy with letting... My thing is let bygones be bygones. It's perfectly fine as long as you're not doing it in my face and you're not forcing yourself onto anybody. As long as it's consensual between adults and it's not illegal, you can do whatever the fuck you want in your bedroom. It's people like that have an issue with people exploring their sexuality. They want to bring it back to super conservatism, where the fucking Puritans, and I'm sorry, that's just not me. I'm not going to deal with the Puritans. But that's the first instance of some of the freaks that we're going to have in this parade. Now, I'm not getting into the serious articles. That's just kind of the weird shit I saw on Twitter today. And I'm thinking I need to actually make a segment that is all of the craziness from Twitter and all the stupid shit from Twitter that I come across on the daily basis. It could be the entire show, but I may keep it down to like 20 minutes or so. You guys want to... You guys, I'm going to read something to you. Now be prepared, guys. Be prepared. Do what Scar says. Be prepared, because you guys have no idea what I'm about to read to you. You have no idea how it's about to affect your brain. And I am not going to be held responsible for anyone who suffers from a stroke or an aneurysm at any point in time from me reading this. So hold on, and just, I'm gonna get close to the mic. We're gonna do a little ASMR for you. Now, the account that this came from, unfortunately, is suspended now, so I couldn't verify if it was a troll or not. But are you guys ready for this? If he ejaculates semen, it's because his body is full of toxins, and he has had too many sexual partners. Men are not supposed to have semen. It's unclean. Vegan men with few sex partners ejaculate fresh water. Find a virgin man and leave these McDonald's eating thoughts alone. Stay woke. Now. I know what you're saying. This can't possibly be real. This can't possibly be said by someone who actually has the mental capacity of thought and cognition. But there it is. Right there. In black and white. Right? You guys have no idea what it means. Right? So, if he ejaculates semen, it's because his body is full of toxins and he has had too many sexual partners. Men are not supposed to have semen. It's unclean. Vegan men with few sex partners ejaculate, and I cannot state this enough, fresh water. From like a river spring, from like Dasani, the dude squirts Dasani into the woman. Find a virgin man and leave these McDonald's eating thoughts alone. Stay woke. Yes, it is another blow to faith in humanity, right? I don't know, man. I don't know if this account... Okay, so you can go to Twitter right now, and you can look up at Grace FYI. Now, this picture is different. There is no other Grace FYI. And there's none of this on it. It's just a small account that has 8 followers and is following like 30 people and does nothing but retweet like those quote-unquote contests on Twitter. So I don't know when this is from January 19th. It says January 8th, 2019. So it's from last year. What I'm thinking is this account got suspended and someone else picked up the tag. I don't know what to do with this. Like, there's nothing real about this. I don't like giving sex ed classes. I really don't. But I've come to the understanding that I know more about male and female anatomy than about 80% of the people on Twitter. Which is sad, because it's only 40% of the US that's on Twitter, but that's just the US. I'm talking about all of the other people around the world, too. That's sad and scary, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just not good. So call me a boomer, call me a millennial, call me whatever you want. At least I know that you don't ejaculate water, okay? Now, I have another good one for you guys. You guys are going to love this. I kind of tweeted him out a bit, but I'm going to bring him up. I gotta find him. Hold on. Where is he? Oh, don't tell me I have to go through all of my fucking... Oh, I have to go through my notifications. Hold on just a second, guys. I apologize. I didn't think I was going to bring him up, and then I ended up... He crossed my mind again, which is even funnier because he's just... Oh, it's just sad. Now, I got into it with him the other day, and I have never met someone so thirsty. So this is the account. No, it's not Angry Aussie, but it's someone just as bad. His handle is Question Her. Questions men should ask women. Advise you should strongly consider. So this is hashtag dating tips, hashtag dating advise, and hashtag dating. So he doesn't know how to spell advice, but that's fine. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this thirsty motherfucker who responded to me about 10 times in about 5 minutes because he demanded I answer his questions. Let's see. A lot of his stuff is just stupid. It's just stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and what it sounds like is a lot of it is just he's getting advice from it. He's getting advice from memes. He is not a male feminist. As far as I can tell, he is... Did he delete all of his shit with me? Probably. As far as I can tell, he is a failed pickup artist. Because this is some of his advice. We'll get through it here in a second. Like, he quotes rational male quotes. That should tell you. Let's see. Love is great, but it doesn't hold a candle to the feeling you get from power. How is that dating advice? I've always said that men decide based on facts and women decide based on feelings. That has some basis in reality. Let's see, where we got. When dating online, make sure you meet them within several days of talking. Many are just looking to boost their ego by talking, or are catfishing. That's good advice. Or, don't date online. This dude, unfortunately, has had bad things happen to him. Unfortunately, everything I learned about abuse of women was taught through the abuse of my mother. Everything after that was confirmed by how I saw other men being treated by abusive women. So he's not even experienced abuse, but he wants to tell other people how to date. Let's see. This is all 9 hours ago. He had some really good, really good ones the other day. Like, he must go through and delete his tweets. If you found the man of your dreams, then what would you do to keep him? If she can't describe in detail what she would do, then she never thought past what her own wants and expectations are from a man. Unfortunately, no one thinks about that. They can give you a vague idea of what they did if they found the perfect person. But not everyone thinks that the perfect person is out there immediately. Right? You gotta work for it. This guy is definitely a failed pickup artist, or he's well on his way to being a MGTOW. Now, why do I bring him up? Well, I got into a conversation with... I responded to someone saying something about... basically saying that MGTOW are to males as feminists are to women. Basically equating both of them, which I agree with. They're kind of the same thing. And he responded with, well, the difference is that MGTOW don't hate women. Right? Well, I pointed out, it's not what Sandman says. It's not what, turd-flinging monkey says. It's not what Mike the MGTOW monk says. It's not what Traversable MGTOW says. It's really not what any of these MGTOW say. There's a lot of hate towards women. And then I basically did what everyone does to clarify that we're saying not every single one of them follows the same pattern. Just like not all feminists hate men, okay? They're each individual. They're not a monolith. They're not all the same person. So basically what he said is that because I said it's not all of them, that I need to answer him immediately of what my stance is on it. Now, my stance was very clear. It was not all MGTOW are like that, but there are the very popular ones out there that are like that. Apparently he couldn't pick up on what I was putting down. And when I say he demanded, I mean I got inundated with notifications for about 5 minutes of him responding to tweet after his own tweets saying, answer me. What's the answer? You can't have both. Thirsty motherfucker. But it's alright. This is just some of the insanity that I have gone through today. But nothing is as insane as what I saw coming from Goop. Now, if you don't know what Goop is, it's Gwyneth Paltrow's naturalist, herbalist website where they have a bunch of naturopaths and things like that. And she sells things like jade eggs, energy-producing stickers, vitamins, alcohol, underwear. She sells a bunch of things. But this one... This one is a little different. And this one is just a little insane. Gwyneth Paltrow is now selling a candle that smells like her vagina. I don't... Why? No, I came across this like 3 days ago. Gwyneth Paltrow is selling a candle that smells like her vagina. Why? Why is she... Now, okay, I understand. Alright, you tried to convince me not to talk about this. I talked about Goop a long-ass fucking time ago. I talked about the craziness of Gwyneth Paltrow a long time ago. This is just... No. So we're gonna go through this. We're gonna go... I don't understand why she thinks this is... This smells like Robert Downey Jr. Imagine if Amy Schumer came out with a candle like this. I mean, according to her comedy, it would just smell like a moist barnyard animal. But this is Gwyneth Paltrow. We're hoping she takes care of herself better than that. But I guess we'll find out. Actress Gwyneth Paltrow is selling a candle that smells like her vagina at $75 a pop. This is her aromatherapy. How's it going, Carrie and Litch? Carrie and Litch says, I'm sure there are candles that smell like vomit and sadness. Yeah. Selling it for $75 a pop for her lifestyle and wellness company, Goop. The name of the candle is none other than, you guessed it, This Smells Like My Vagina. So I'm assuming it smells like fish. I don't know what type of fish, but it's there. Paltrow first came across a scent that she said reminded her of the smell of her own vagina, she claims. The scent was then finalized for the This Smells Like My Vagina candle, which reportedly sold out within hours of its test run. Steve, I agree with you. This is the only way. This planet needs to be nuked from orbit. I have many questions. Vin says, the fuck was she smelling? Low tide? Oh, God, thank you, Vin. This candle started out as a joke between perfumer Douglas Little and GP, Gwyneth Paltrow. The two were working on a fragrance, and she blurted out, this smells like my vagina. The smell then evolved into a funny, gorgeous, sexy, and beautifully unexpected scent, according to the company. No. No one needs to go to someone else's house and they have this candle going for aromatherapy and walking in and going, are you cooking fish? I mean, I can go get some butter. I didn't know we were having dinner. Even better, what if it smells like her vagina and her vagina had like a yeast infection at that point in time? It's just, there's so many bad things about this. And I love this. That turned out to be the perfect turned out to be perfect as a candle. So they did a test run, and it sold out within hours because there is enough perverts and nasty motherfuckers on her goddamn website that want to know what her vagina smells like. I hope I wasn't expecting this show to be monetized, because it's dead now. It's a blend of geranium, citrusy bergamot, and cedar absolutes juxtaposed with a damask rose and amberette seed that puts us in mind of fantasy, seduction, and sophisticated warmth. No, he didn't kill himself, Zaw. They mailed this candle to him and he just decided to keel over. Goop clearly is not a traditional brand. In 2018, for example, the wellness company settled a 6-figure lawsuit surrounding their vagina eggs, which were promoted to help regulate females' hormones and negate menstrual cramps. So, they sell different types of quote-unquote eggs. There's a jade egg, there's a crystal egg, I think there's a other type of eggs. I haven't been on the website in a long time. These things are like $700. And for you ladies, what you do is you put it up inside your hoo-ha and you squeeze your muscles. And it's supposed to regulate you and take care of the internal bacteria and fix whatever is wrong with you. Here's a little hint, ladies. Don't stick weird things in your pookie. Okay? Your vagina is a very well-oiled machine. Pun intended. It takes care of itself. The bacteria that is in there is good bacteria. It is keeping is keeping everything down there working the way it's supposed to. When you introduce things like, I don't know, what have we talked about on MSNBC? Putting garlic in your vagina. That's a bad idea. Putting oranges in your vagina. Bad idea. Putting eggs in your vagina. Extremely bad idea. Doing all of that stuff messes with your pH balance, which screws with your bacteria that helps regulate your system, and it will hurt you. It turns out, contrary to Goop's advice, big fucking surprise there, shoving a large egg made out of a porous mineral into the recesses of your lady regions may not be the best treatment for conditions like endometriosis. Yeah, I want you guys to think about that. You have bacteria inside you, ladies. You stick a porous rock up there. The bacteria is going to get into the porous rock, and it's going to corrupt the porous rock, and it's going to turn bad, and you have that inside you. Not the best idea. Apparently, Goop knew, or according to a complaint filed by the California Consumer Protection Office, Goop should have known before they marketed this product, as well as a flower essence they claimed treated depression to consumers on their website. So what Goop is a giant website that is backed by Gwyneth Paltrow and a couple other people who promote woo science. Okay? And what's even worse is Goop now has a series that is coming out on Netflix about holistic medicine. These are the same people that tell you don't vaccinate your kids. These are the same people that tell you you need to take, flower oil to cure your depression. These are people who think essential oils can help you cure cancer. They're snake oil salesmen. Yes, John Tron did something on Goop. Jeff Holiday has done something on Goop. I think even Miles Power has done something on Goop. Goop is not something that you need. It's for desperate people and gullible people that think that there is other ways that they can solve things other than quote-unquote big pharma. Okay? They've been sued, and they had to pay out because they got sued because they hurt people. The health and money of St. Clair County residents should never be put at risk by misleading advertising, the attorney for the California Consumer Protection Office said in a statement. We will vigilantly protect consumers against companies that promise health benefits without the support of good science. Or any science. Okay? These are not good people. Paltrow again made headlines for her quote-unquote progressive ways last month. This time for gifting herself a vibrator for Christmas. And this is the last thing. From the Daily Wire, after Gwyneth shakes herself up a couple of martinis, the narrator says someone's double fisting as she struts through the kitchen with her libations. The holidays are work, so don't be afraid to ask for help with lighting and food and style and hair and hair and hair. The narrator cheekily continues. Find your favorite look, or 11 of them. Look fabulous in each one and get super high in your heels, of course. Oh, lest us not forget that Gwyneth Paltrow also believes that she knows better than everyone else how to raise her child. The child that has 3 nannies. She believes that a woman should be able to work full-time and still spend all of her free time and everything to do with that child and raise them correctly without help. That's right, Gwyneth Paltrow believes that you should be able to do everything that she doesn't have to do. This is why I love Ricky Gervais for calling out all of these fuckheads at the Golden Globes. They have no touch with reality. But here, let me finish reading this, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. The ad then takes a salacious turn by reminding people to treat themselves to a little self-service, but only after doing something for others. Do something for others, but don't forget about number 1, the narrator says, as Paltrow pulls a vibrator from a Christmas stocking and keeps it for herself. Yes, that's a vibrator. The ad finishes with the narrator wishing everyone happy holidays from G. You know, if she wasn't pushing woo science, and she wasn't just a god-awful fucking person, that would be amusing. But Gwyneth Paltrow suffers from something I like to call the celebrity fallacy. Now, what is the celebrity fallacy? Well, it's a logical fallacy. It's an offshoot of the main 5 logical fallacies. It's an offshoot of the ad populum fallacy, and it's something that I coined a long time ago, and talking about the craziness that was going on between Anne Rice and Donald Trump. Mainly just from Anne Rice, and things like Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop. So the ad populum fallacy is basically Vin says something on Twitter, and he gets 10,000 likes. It means that would then mean someone looks to that and goes, "See, Vin was right because all these people agreed with him." That's ad populum. Basically, the majority is right. Well, a few decades ago, the popular belief was that whites were better than blacks. We know that not to be true, but that was the popular belief. So the celebrity fallacy is kind of an offshoot of that. Instead of a bunch of people believing that it's true, or instead of someone using it as an example because a bunch of people believe it's true, it's using one person who has a huge following as an example to believe that it's true. So, someone like Gwyneth Paltrow says, if you use this jade egg, it's going to make your vagina tighter. Well, she automatically gets credibility because, well, a bunch of people believe her, so it must be true. She has a whole bunch of followers She wouldn't lie to you because, well, you know Gwyneth Paltrow, right? You get to talk to her on Twitter. You get to see everything she does on social media. Goop is backed by science, which it's not, but Goop is backed by all of these people. She wouldn't lie to you. Not to make money. It's Gwyneth Paltrow. She doesn't need money. Unfortunately, she lies to you. And that's exactly what the celebrity fallacy is. It's someone who has a tremendous following, like AOC, who comes up with something completely and utterly ridiculous, like the Green New Deal, which has nothing to do with climate change, but she knows for a fact that this is the best thing to happen, and her 3 million followers says the exact same thing. And then you look at the Green New Deal, and you understand that the Green New Deal is nothing but more far-left, uber-progressive talking points about equity instead of equality. And with no way on how to pay for it, no way on how to deal with anything of it, and no way, killing off the cows and stopping the planes because we can't have methane from the cows, so we can't eat meat anymore. But that's my point. That's the celebrity fallacy. And it's something that people need to watch out for. And it happens a lot because people have huge followings. And those huge followings tend to agree with that person. So, even with me, I technically have a large following. It's small, but if you take 300 people and you put them into a room, that's a lot of people. And if they agree with what I say, just because I say it, without proof of it, well, that's a celebrity fallacy. I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, I'm just saying that's the fallacy. So, that's why whenever I talk about stuff like this is my opinion. Unless I have citations for you, check what I say. If I'm wrong, point it out. Okay? I have no problem with being wrong. But that's the problem, is a lot of people don't just take things at face value. Zeo Gold says, speaking of fallacies, how do you feel about the right wanting to do away with the slippery slope fallacy? The slippery slope fallacy is a real thing, unfortunately. I'm glad you guys are not blind followers. Believe me. I appreciate you guys as an audience. You guys keep me in check. You guys keep me in the know. You guys are awesome. I honestly believe you guys are some of the best people out here. No, I don't want the slippery slope, but at the same time, it's something that is there. The fallacy is basically saying it's the domino fallacy, right? One domino falls, it's going to lead into something else. It's going to lead into something else. And it's going to continue going. We're starting to see that kind of did happen. And it's still kind of happening. We're talking, was it last week or the week before? I don't know. I talked about the pendulum and how it's slowly swinging back. I think it was last week. The pendulum is going to swing back, guys. It really is. But we need to pay attention to that. And I'm going to state it again. The pendulum on either side, the far right, the far left, the far right and the far left are always bad. Now, we do get some points where we're in the middle, and the middle is great. It's not too extreme on either side, but the pendulum keeps moving. So the pendulum is starting to swing back from the far left, and we're going to get to the far right again. So I'm going to state it again. You need to basically stay vigilant and understand that we may be arguing against, we may be calling out and things like that on the far left. When it swings back, you need to start calling out and doing the same thing. All right, with the far right. And I'm not talking about the political ideology. I'm talking about progressives versus conservatives. The right and left have changed several times. But speaking of celebrities, let's get back on track. Speaking of celebrities, and speaking of Ricky Gervais, everybody loves Ricky Gervais now. After what he did at the Golden Globes, which was masterful. Right? We can all agree him figuratively taking his dick out and just slapping it across everybody's face in that room was probably one of the best things that could have happened. Well, The Guardian doesn't think so. After Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes, is this the end of the award show host? Probably not. The tagline for this I have to love. So you guys are going to like this. You guys liked what Ricky did, right? Listen to this tagline. Gervais tried and failed to torch Hollywood at this year's Golden Globes. Now the future of award shows looks to be mercifully host-free. Are you fucking kidding me? He failed to torch Hollywood? To make Tom Hanks make a face like that about something that you said, not only did you hit the nail on the fucking head, but you burned that shit to the ground. I mean, come on, how much more of a call-out could he have done than saying, get up here, accept your award, thank your family, thank your agent, thank your co-hosts or co-stars, leave your political bullshit at home, no one cares, and fuck off. You have no grip on reality. Most of you haven't even have had less education than Greta Thunberg. And he didn't torch Hollywood? No, Hollywood was fucking burning. But let's get into this. I don't care was the recurring refrain of Ricky Gervais's Golden Globe hosting gig on Sunday. Yes, every single time they groaned because he made a poignant joke or called them out on something that needs to be called out on, made an Epstein joke. He said he doesn't care because it was the last time he was hosting the Golden Globes. And guess what? The Golden Globes allowed it. Do you want to know how I know that? Because they go over his speech. They go over his comments. They go over his jokes. The Golden Globes wanted ratings, and they knew for a fact that Ricky Gervais's comments were going to bring those. It was going to bring attention to Ricky Gervais. It was going to bring attention to the Golden Globes. And look what it did. It did. We were talking about the Golden Globes and Ricky Gervais for 2 fucking days straight. Do you guys care about the Golden Globes? Nobody gives a fuck about the Golden Globes. The only people who care about the Golden Globes are the ones that love Oscar season. And yes, Zio Gold points out something. He's being called far right. He's being called right wing. Ricky Gervais is progressive. Just because he has ideas that are right doesn't mean he is right. And Zaw says apparently they're blaming Trump for earthquakes now. Alright, cool. I didn't know he could control the weather. I didn't know he could control earthquakes. I didn't know he was all-powerful supervillain. Alright. Those 3 words were fired off after his every other crass or impolite zinger. Whether he was chastising Leonardo DiCaprio for his youthful dating preferences, proposing to solve the problem with no female directing nominees by banning women from making studio movies, or simply calling James Corden a fat pussy because he's in Cats. Get it? I don't care, Gervais has repeated, reminding us for the umpteenth time that he wouldn't be doing this again. Except the Golden Globes did a poll about the host that they wanted to have next year. Ricky Gervais was at the top of the list with like 97% of the votes. It was the British comedian's 5th go at hosting the most raucous and least prestigious of Hollywood's major award shows. No, those are the MTV Awards. And the strain clearly showed. 10 years ago, when he first took the job, there was a kind of gleeful exuberance to his nihilism. Not all the jokes landed, but what he didn't seem to care about were the consequences. He still doesn't care about the consequences. Not all the jokes landed, but what this year, as he flatly drawled one weary put-down after another, it was clear he didn't care about the entire shebang. His own role in it included, with his glory years as a TV star behind him, Gervais was out to prove nothing so much as how over it he was, an uncharacteristically muted, less buzzed than usual celebrity crowd. No, why were they less buzzed than usual and muted? Because they were surprised he was actually saying this stuff. Let's see. Meanwhile, looked pretty over it. Even Gervais's best, most pointed jabs, and there were a couple, whether he bluntly called Hollywood Foreign Press Associate voters racist or impugning the industry for looking the other way with Harvey Weinstein, didn't elicit the usual gasps or whoops, though exhausted nods were plentiful. Yeah, because he was calling out the people in that room. They didn't like it. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, when he roasted DiCaprio lost his shit. He was laughing really fucking hard. Scorsese, when Gervais made a joke about him, Scorsese was laughing. I don't know what show. Who wrote this? Guy Lodge. I don't know what this soy boy fucking thought when he was watching this show. But humor and poignancy of points and topics is something that went way over that fucking head of his. Look, the point went so fast over his head, it cleared all of the hair. Okay? Is this the thing? I think this is... Yes.
Hilton Hotel here in Los Angeles. I'm Ricky Gervais. Thank you. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards.
We're going to watch this again because it needs.
I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did. NBC clearly don't care either. 5th time. So I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello. Lucky for me, the Hollywood Foreign Press can barely speak English, and they've no idea what Twitter is. So I got offered this gig by fax. So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel. So, yeah, remember that. But you all look lovely, all dolled up. You came here in your limos. I came here in a limo tonight, and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman. So, no, shush. It's her daughter.
Okay, really quick. Do you hear the muddled nature of that? Do you hear the audio shift? I don't know if it's because NBC didn't want people to hear that the crowd was gasping and kind of booing at that. But to me, it sounds like the crowd can't really be... It sounds altered. At least to me, it does.
Daughter, I feel sorry for, okay? That must be the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to her. And her dad was in Wild Hogs. So, lots of big celebrities here tonight. I mean, legends, icons, yeah? Look, at this table alone. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. But...
Oh, Tom Hanks was really fucking triggered. Yeah.
Baby Yoda. Oh, that's Joe Pesci. Sorry. I love you, man. Don't have me whacked. But tonight isn't just about the people in front of the camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world. People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look. Talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care. Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood Foreign Press are all very, very racist. So... 5th time. So, We were going to do an in memoriam this year, but when I saw the list of people that had died, it wasn't diverse enough. No. It was mostly white people. And I thought, nah, not on my watch. So, maybe next year. Let's see what happens. No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to cinema. No one
People don't... Like, this idiot... This... What was his fucking name again? Because Guy Lodge. He doesn't get it. He doesn't fucking get what Ricky Gervais just fucking said. Okay? He doesn't understand that most of the people who died were white. He's not going to have a memoriam because most of the people are white. It wouldn't be fair. That's... Right? We all understand that he's poking fun at the identitarians. Well, Guy Lodge apparently is an identitarian and didn't like the joke.
Really watches network TV. Everyone's watching Netflix. This show should just be me coming out going, well done Netflix, you win everything, good night. But no, we've got to drag it out for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer, and it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend.
Best Jeffrey Epstein joke ever. Just saying.
But I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right. But seriously, most films are awful, lazy, remakes, sequels. I've heard a rumour that there might be a sequel to Sophie's Choice. I mean, that'd just be Meryl Streep going, well, it's got to be this one then. All the best actors have jumped to Netflix and HBO, you know. And the actors who just do Hollywood movies now do fantasy adventure nonsense. They wear masks and capes and really tight costumes. Their job isn't acting anymore. It's going to the gym twice a day and taking steroids, really. Have we got an award for most ripped junkie? No. No point. We know he'd win that. Martin Scorsese, the greatest living director, made the news for his controversial comments about the Marvel franchise. He said they're not real cinema and they remind him of theme parks. I agree. Although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides, is he? It's tiny.
Did you see that? Martin Scorsese shaking his head, enjoying. And if you read his lips, he said, it's true. It's true. He's so short, he can't go on the rides at an amusement park.
Right. The Irishman was amazing. It was amazing. It was. It was great. Long, but amazing. It wasn't the only epic movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So... Even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you know. You're nearly 50, son. The world got to see James Corden.
That was a great joke. Why? Because Leonardo DiCaprio is known for dating very young women. Now, when I say young, I don't mean young. I mean young as in early 20s. He's almost 50. No, he didn't call Leo a pedo. It's Leonardo DiCaprio is almost 50 years old, and he's known for dating women who are in their early 20s.
As a fat pussy. He was also in the movie Cats, but no one saw that. And the reviews, oh, shocking. I saw one that said, this is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs, right? But Dame Judi Dench defended the film, saying it was the role she was born to play, because she... I can't do this next joke. Because she loves nothing better than plonking herself down on the carpet, lifting her leg and licking her...
Vin, you ask a very good question. Would it be the roast of the Globes or the roast of the world? This is the roast of Hollywood. Now, for those of you who didn't get it, didn't understand what he said, she enjoys nothing more than lifting her leg and licking her own pussy. Yeah. It doesn't look like they're being they're being muted. It doesn't look like they're not laughing at his jokes. It looks like they're having a good time. To me, at least. I could be wrong.
Verbal. She's old school. It's the last time. Who cares? Oh.
Alright, we're getting to the best part.
Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show. A superb drama, yeah. A superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and...
Right. So, thank your agent, thank your God, and fuck off.
It's already 3 hours long. Right, let's do the first award. The first award is for Best Actor in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy. To present the award are a couple of actors off the telly. What can I say? Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
Absolutely perfect. It had the right amount of comedy. It had the right amount of poignancy, and I'm sorry, it looked like they were having a good time. Now, they may not get back, they may not realize that Ricky Gervais utterly destroyed them. But it'll get back to them to the point where, yeah, they'll remember. They'll remember what he said. Now, yeah, of course, they got up there and they did their political bullshit. There's a meme going around about someone who won an award, and apparently she got an abortion to get the part. But there's a lot of... The Golden Globes knew exactly what Ricky Gervais was going to do. They got to see his jokes. There was no surprise from the director of the Golden Globes. Okay? They didn't cut from him. They didn't cut his mic. They didn't do any of that stuff because they knew for a fact that he was going to make some noise. Because the director and ABC are starting to realize what all of us have already realized, is that this fake woke progressiveness from the fucking Hollywood elite telling us how we should do this stuff, meanwhile they don't, is all bullshit and posturing. People are starting to wake up to that celebrity fallacy. Which is great. I'm happy about that. The more people who are paying attention to this bullshit and calling it out, who are in the Hollywood elite, is better than anything else we could do. And I agree with you, Vin, and Zio Gold. Ricky Gervais either spends time on 4chan or he's being immortalized by 4chan right now. But we're going to go from something uplifting, and we're going to go from something uplifting like Ricky Gervais dick slapping every single person in that room to something that is, well, not as good. And this is from the Post-Millennial, so you can take it as you want it. But Jessica Yaniv is back. You guys know Jessica Yaniv. She's right there. Isn't she beautiful? Nope, I can't go through with that. I can't be nice to her. there is a saying that beauty is only skin deep. Well, in this case, with Jessica Yaniv, not only is beauty nowhere on her skin, but her ugly goes down to a genetic level. Because she's up to her old tricks. Oh, I got something to drink already, Vin. Don't worry. Jessica Yaniv is up to her old tricks, and I have proof from Jessica Yaniv that she is a smarmy, horrible, despicable, disingenuous, evil son of a bitch. So we'll go over this real quick. Jessica Yaniv sues more women salon owners for wax job refusal. Yes, this is the wax my dick guy. He wants women specifically, and it's not even more specifically, he wants Muslim women to wax his balls. Okay? He doesn't just want regular women to wax his balls. He has such a racist hard-on for Muslims that he wants them to wax his balls, which is against not only them being... He wants to force them. It's not only against that... Oh no, Ishtar, I got something that'll lighten the mood after this. Don't worry. But it wants people to be forced to touch his genitals. I don't know why. The Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms has announced it is representing another aesthetic salon against Jessica Yaniv at the British Columbia Human Rights Tribunal. Another one. It would be nice, Vin, but unfortunately, I don't think we can actually do that. And let me bring the music back up. It helps ease all of us through this. The She Point Beauty Salon, owned and operated by women of the Sikh religion, has become the newest target for Yaniv's litigation after declining Yaniv a Brazilian wax. Now, for those of you who don't know, a Brazilian wax is waxing all of the fur from the front, as well as the bottom and the back. So this is not something that is just, waxing the pubes. It's waxing everything. Okay? Yaniv then demanded a leg wax, but was also refused on the same grounds. See, changing tactics, right? I want a Brazilian. Well, we can't do that. Well, I want my legs waxed then. Well, can't do that because we don't know. No, Brazilian wax is everything down there. In their Tuesday morning press release, the Justice Center notes that leg waxes are performed in private with the client undressed or nude from the waist down, because they get all of the hair from the upper thighs down to the ankles. Citing religious and safety reasons, the salon refused Yaniv's service. The interaction occurred in August of 2019, with the claim being filed at the BCHRT in October, the same month Yaniv lost a number of other identical complaints at the tribunals. The complaints, made against mostly immigrant-owned aesthetic salons, were advanced due to some of the salons' refusal to provide waxing services for Yaniv's male scrotum. Other salons were asked to provide services to other parts of Yaniv's body, but declined. All did so on grounds related to safety and or religious restrictions on intimate area touching between unrelated, unmarried males and females. I want you guys to understand that. Yaniv is targeting Sikh and Muslim communities, Sikh and Muslim businesses, specifically because he knows. And I'm going to be switching between he and she in this a lot because, well, if you've seen Jessica Yaniv, it's a he, but I'm trying to be respectful and call it a she. Okay? Yaniv knows that they can't touch, the female waxers cannot touch genitals that are not of their husbands. Right? Because it's against their religion. On top of that, there's safety concerns of being alone with a male. And yes, the fact that he's targeting anyone is assholish. He's targeting private businesses. Because, well, he had to pay out $6,000, and now he wants that money back. Now realize that Yaniv had already won $15,000 in basically extortion and lost $6,000. So now they want more. The tribunals found that Yaniv's gaggle of discrimination claims against the aesthetic salons were vexatious, calculated, and, in part, motivated by racial animus against persons from South Asia and the Sikh, Hindu, and Muslim faiths. So, in essence, the courts, the human tribunal, the place that Jessica Yaniv has been using to get their money, basically just called Yaniv a racist. That's amazing. The complaints, which varied in cost demands up to $500,000, were dropped to fanfare and global praise of the BC HRT. How bad of a person do you fucking have to be that globally people were paying attention to your court cases, and when you lost, praised the court, praised the tribunal for upholding the law, with no regard for your quote-unquote trans status? You didn't even merit a small protest. None of the activists online had anything or wanted anything to do with you losing your cases. How bad of a person do you fucking have to be to have the activists of the trans community to say, yeah, that bitch may be trans, but she ain't one of us? Realize that. Yaniv was subsequently ordered to pay $2,000 each to 3 of 4 clients represented by the JCCF for improper conduct. On November 8, 2019, the JCCF filed an enforcement order against Yaniv with the Vancouver law courts to ensure the estheticians would be paid their money via possible collections actions. Yaniv's appeal to the tribunal to retry the case was denied. So, the tribunal and the JCCF knew for a fact that Yaniv was going to try and weasel their fucking way out of this. So they're enforcing it through collectors' actions. This is also why Yaniv now needs to get more money so it can pay for what's going to happen again. Women have a constitutional right not to be compelled to touch biological males in an intimate or highly personal manner if they are not comfortable doing so, says Jay Cameron, the JCCF press release. The lawyer who represented 5 other estheticians in Yaniv's 2019 claims, like male genitalia waxing, our client does not offer male leg waxing services to the public, and we intend to vigorously defend against this targeted harassment on behalf of our client. Do you guys want the proof that Jessica Yaniv is basically just the worst person in the world? Do you want to see the actual proof of the fact that she's targeting these people? Oh, proof she put out herself. I'm going to read it for you. I'm going to bring it up so you guys can see it. This is from Yaniv's own Twitter. So, this is Jessica from Beauty Services, 20% off. Yaniv says, these prices are very good. Jessica says, thank you. Affordable and clean services we provide. Yaniv then says, that's really good. Question, I'm transgendered, and many places won't do wax because of that. Is that an issue for you? Jessica responds with, I am very sorry to saying that our salon is only for ladies, but I can... Excuse me. Oh God, talking about Jessica Yaniv is giving me acid reflux. But I can tell you there is a place in downtown, reasonable, and they do all types of wax if you tell them. Place name is Donna Lucia Aesthetics. Address is 521 West Georgia. Yaniv says, but I am a lady. Jessica says, let me ask to my esthetician, then I will get back to you soon. Jessica comes back later that day, says, she said she is not comfortable with that. I am very sorry. Why is this proof? Well, right here. This right here from Jessica. Is it another Jessica? Yeah, another Jessica. Says, I am very sorry to say that our salon is for ladies only. But she then suggests a place that will do transgender waxing and gives her an address. Yaniv doesn't want that. Yaniv wants the Sikh person who cannot legally, or not legally, who cannot religiously touch her genitals. So this is the trick. The salon owner has done everything that they can. Basically saying, we don't do that here, but here is someone who will. All you have to do is tell them. Yaniv going, yeah, but I'm a girl, so you have to do it. No, I'm sorry. This is her own proof. So what's been going on after this is Yaniv is now going around saying, it is reasonable, it's very reasonable, but if you're looking to get money out of someone, if you're looking to make sure that they are discriminatory against you, them suggesting someone else is discrimination because it's against their religion. That and the female esthetician doesn't feel comfortable being in the same room with a man, biological man, who is naked from the waist down. So she's going on now saying that all she did was ask for a leg waxing. Well, unfortunately, the leg waxing still takes place with you being half naked in a room privately with someone who doesn't want to be in a room privately with you being half naked. It's completely ridiculous. So, Jessica Yaniv is going to be trying for discrimination again. That's right, Ishtar. You clean that house. You clean the house like a good woman should. My point is, Yaniv is going to lose this again. Okay? She's also developed a really strange obsession with Blair White. But the problem with all of this is, we've all met them. We've all been on Twitter. We've all seen it. We've seen the transgender activists and how completely and utterly batshit insane they go at someone. Right? They will go after someone just for misgendering a cartoon. But there are no identitarian political activists that are standing up for Jessica Yaniv. There are no transgender activists standing up for Jessica Yaniv. Nobody wants anything to do with this person. At all. The only interaction she gets on her Twitter are people who are telling her to get the fuck off Twitter, leave people alone, stop going around little girls, stop being a predator. It's bad. Okay? Do I feel bad she's getting that much hate? Little bit. I've experienced some of that before. It does take its toll. But when she lies constantly, one of them was that she is scooter bound. So it's impossible. It's really hard for her to get around because she has to be in her scooter. We have seen the video footage of her running after a cart We have seen her walking around. We have seen her go after somebody with a cane and start hitting him. Okay? There is so much that this person is just vile. And I don't understand. Maybe you guys can explain it. I don't understand how she thinks this is going to work out for her in the end. Honestly, it's not going to work out for her. It's just going to be a bad time. She's not going to win her suit. Again. But that's all I want to talk about Jessica and Eve. I thought you guys would enjoy her sticking her foot in her mouth with her own DMs that she shared, thinking that it was a win for her. How would you guys like to know a new dessert? Well, okay. It's something that McDonald's is coming out with in Japan. And this is what I'm talking about, the freaks are on parade. This is from a site that I had to check to make sure it wasn't a troll site. I had to make sure it wasn't an onion site. You guys ready? Adult cream pie coming to McDonald's Japan. Now, before I get into this, I want you guys to I want to see your guys' reactions to this. I need to take a drink anyway. But adult cream pie coming to McDonald's Japan. I want you guys to ruminate on that one. Alright, that's enough ruminating. Enough dead air. Alright. You guys ready? Now, I don't know if this image is gonna be too much for YouTube. We are talking about a cream pie. We are talking about Japan. So this can be something completely different than what the censors will allow. But do you guys want to see the cream pie? Is that your kink? Is that something you degenerate bastards want to see? Alright, I will give it to you just because you asked. I know it's something you guys come to me for titillation, and I'm going to give it to you. Whether you like it or not. Of course we are talking about food. But from that title, you wouldn't know it. So yeah, adult cream pie coming to McDonald's Japan. This is from Sora News 24. Like I said, I had to check to make sure this wasn't an onion type site. This is not satire. This is a real thing, people. People are wondering if any English speakers were consulted before they chose the name for the salacious new dessert. I really do want to go through a week of the last Vox where I don't talk about anything that has to do with sex. You know, it would be good. With so many local and international fast food chains in the country, McDonald's Japan has a lot of competition to contend with, especially after numerous scandals in the first half of the last decade led to unprecedented deficits for the company. In order to increase their popularity with fast food lovers around the nation, McDonald's Japan has been working hard over the last 5 years, bringing out a slew of new burgers, collaborating with local brands and companies, and even opening a fancy pop-up restaurant with silverware, tablecloths, and wine glasses filled with iced tea. That actually sounds pretty cool. Just off topic, just real quick. There is, you guys know what Wendy's is, right? Talking about this pop-up restaurant with silverware, tablecloths, and wine glasses made me think of this Wendy's. Ishtar and I were out doing shopping like 2 weeks ago. And we were hungry. We were kind of snacky. We didn't want a meal. We just wanted something quick. So we went into a Wendy's that was right where we were. This was the nicest fucking Wendy's I had ever seen. Okay? This is a Wendy's that you would not be ashamed to take your date to. There was a television playing sports because it's sports time, but there was a fireplace, a glass fireplace that had a wall. Okay, that it was just a wall of this fireplace. It had 2 tables that were low to the ground, kind of cozy-ish kind of tables. Behind it was a separate kind of room that was more of a privacy thing. The tables that were around were well decorated, well maintained. The whole place, the whole thing, even down to the bathrooms, going to make me feel like that someone should have been in there handing out mints and washcloths. Okay? This is the nicest fucking Wendy's I had ever been to. So, stuff like that is something that fast food restaurants are trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like fast food isn't as bad as everybody thinks it is. So let's continue. Now they're attempting to grab the spotlight once again with another never-before-seen release, the Otana no Cream Pie. Now, I know I probably butchered that, but I don't care. Which translates to adult cream pie in English. Otana is a word often used in the Japanese sweets industry to describe confectionery that has less sweetness than regular brands, evoking a sense of high-quality, refined flavor. However, the combination of the word adult and cream pie brings up whole other imagery entirely for English speakers, which has people questioning whether or not the team consulted with any English language speakers before deciding on the new name. Now, why would they really need English speakers? This is in Japan. I get it. Americans travel to Japan, and when they have to order an adult cream pie, a lot of them are probably going to be blushing while they do it. And I don't think it's going to be in the cute anime girl-esque blush where, you know, they grab their bottom lip and turn all red. It's going to be that, do I really want to order this or not? And it's going to be more of that feeling that guys get when they go into a porn store kind of feeling. But I don't think they really needed to consult with any English language speakers. This is how basically the Japanese speak. The accompanying commercial for the new product also displays some subtext that allows for reading in between the lines. Oh god. I have not watched this yet, so this could be good or bad. I don't know, but let's find out.
せやせ一度食べれば満たされるおいけ先輩最寄りのマックまでマックまで
Well, that was quick. I don't know about the subtext. Yeah, I know, I'm demonetized already. I've been talking about sex the entire fucking time, so it's not a big deal. The commercial wasn't bad, and if you saw, there was a chocolate one as well. So that's something too. Yes. So I told this title to Ishtar, and she made it even funnier because she pictured, quote unquote, a taco. Now, whether the taco was pink, that's up for debate. Okay, so the ad above features a young woman, played by Sayuri Ito, and an older woman, played by The Grudge's Yoko Maki, that's cool, who's referred to as both sensei, teacher, and senpai, senior. The younger woman can be seen asking her sensei, "That cream pie, is it really that delicious?" Though, that's... Ooh, no, don't say that. Which prompts the sensei to turn and hold the younger woman's face in both hands, saying earnestly, if you... Hold on. If you eat it once, you'll be filled. The two then jump in a cab, asking the driver to take them to the nearest McDonald's, where they'll no doubt be ordering the adult cream pie, which retails for 150 yen or $1.37, and comes in the following 2 flavors: Belgian chocolate and sweet fromage. Now, if those of you who are fans of Dexter's Laboratory, you understand that fromage is cheese. So what this is a sweet cream cheese pie, basically. I agree with Ishtar. I'm kind of upset that this is only in Japan. While the word otana literally translates to adult in English, it should be noted that the adult entertainment industry and its related goods and products in Japan use the word adorato, a corrupted form of the English word adult. I fucked that word up. Something horrible. Don't care. Therefore, the name of the dessert won't necessarily raise eyebrows amongst the majority of McDonald's diners here in Japan, but for English speakers on Twitter, the adult cream pie is causing a bit of a stir. Of course it is. Their new dessert is called adult cream pie. You see, they don't need... people are saying they needed to consult English speakers. Again, I don't think they needed to. It's in Japan. Yeah, no way you can order this in the States without getting on the FBI's radar. There's not long to go for the countdown to the day adult cream pies become available at McDonald's branches around Japan, as they go on sale for a limited time from the 15th of January. Regardless of whether the wording was intentional or accidental, it is a marketing boon for the fast food giant, as people will no doubt be flooding social media with the images of the lost in translation dessert as soon as it goes on sale, much like they did with the incidental blowjob cup. What? From McDonald's last year. Hold on. Hold up. The what? No, the video is down. There's no video. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Okay. McDonald's Japan accidentally creates blowjob cups as part of a soft drink promotion. Sweet summertime romance scene gets steamier than intended. McDonald's Japan had a pretty cute marketing idea for the line of McFizz soft drinks. The drinks, which come in blue Hawaiian, blood orange, and lemon ginger flavors. Those actually sound really good. All are all refreshing to sip on a hot day and brightly colored to boot. So the company's packaging designers decided to add even more summertime fun with a little bit of warm weather romance. That's cute, right? They're just sitting, she's winking, he wants to go in for a kiss on the cheek. The clear cups are decorated with various pictures of a guy and a girl on opposite sides of the drinking vessel. Once you're done with the drink, you can rotate the cup around and you'll see the young sweethearts plant a relatively chaste kiss on each other. Okay, so you rotate the cup and he gives her a kiss. Like I said, pretty cute, right? However, what was meant as a dash of innocent puppy love can also create far more suggestive scenes. See, McDonald's was apparently planning on people looking at the cups from more or less perpendicular angle when the couples kiss. However, if you change the viewing angle, instead of a smooch on the lips or a peck on the cheek, the girl ends up with her kisser on the guy's pecker. Alright, hold on. I have to see if this is safe. Oh, it's gone. Error 1009. Never seen that before. So that one's gone. What about this one? That one's gone too. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, we have some things. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I wanted to... These aren't the only explicit escapades the McDonald's cups can depict either. If you rotate the cup around so the guy and the girl are in opposite orientation that they would be if they were kissing, their poses match up to some eye-popping ways, such as the guy copping a feel on the girl's butt. Oh, Japan. I tried their 404. We are on a watch list now. Oh no. Oh no. Or, if you'll pardon me for not mincing words, considering you've already read this far, ramming her from behind. Oh, Japan. No, Japan. Truly a face that says, I'm loving it. Oh no. No, 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 no. Nope. No. This would never fly in America. We know that. Oh god. Oh, and there's also a way that tilting the cup changes the visual perception of each drawing's size, making it look like one of the McFizz people is getting physical with someone much, much younger than they are. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. At the moment, it looks like McDonald's has yet to pull out of the decorative cup promotion. So for the time being, even though titillation is becoming harder and harder to come by in Japanese convenience stores, you can still get it at McDonald's Japan. Oh, see, I bring you guys the best stuff. Do I not? I bring you guys the good stuff. And I want to continue to lift your spirits. Believe it or not, I want to keep making you happy. So, I have something that should entertain you all. Do you guys remember who Nicholas Sandmann is? If you don't, let me give you a little refresher. He was a young student wearing a MAGA hat who was approached by a drunk Indian banging a drum. And the internet went wild with calling this dude who didn't do anything, this young boy who didn't do anything, a racist. Called him, his smile was the most smuggest racist smile had ever been seen. Kathy Griffin demanded that their addresses be exposed so that they could find what school they go to and get them expelled. There were a bunch of people that just went after these kids for doing nothing at all. Well, no, wrong Sandman. I haven't even looked in on that one a bit, so maybe I'll look into Sandman a little while and see what we can do with that. Well, Nicholas Sandmann was the one that everybody focused on. He was the one that was standing there in front of the Indian. And I'm talking about the feather Indian, not the dot Indian. His name got out there, and he's never going to be able to work at a decent job. He's not going to be able to get into school. This is going to follow him forever. Well, a lawyer seemed to agree. And that lawyer sued a shit ton of people. One of them being CNN. And CNN settled. We don't know how much, but CNN paid out the ass to get this to go away. To the point that the lawyer of Nicholas Sandmann is saying, yes, there are 15 others that we're going after. One of them being the Washington Post. I think Kathy Griffin is another one. Anyone who decided to start smearing these kids. Well, here we go. One of them was Reza Aslan. Covington students sued disgraced former CNN host Reza Aslan. Now, Reza needs to be quaking in his boots for the fact that CNN basically said, yeah, here's your money. Nicholas Sandmann will never have to work another day in his life, basically because he can't. Because celebrities, news hosts, newspapers all took his name and not only drug it through the mud, but tried to destroy him for standing his ground against a drunk Indian who lied on camera. Lied while he was being interviewed on camera on national television. No, not enough to go the way of Gawker. But not enough to go away with Gawker, but we're probably looking at 9 figures. So somewhere up in the hundreds of millions of dollars range. This right here, there you go. Reza Aslan's tweet is right there, which I don't think he's deleted. I think he's deleted it. The revenge of Covington High School students continues. Just one day after CNN came to a settlement in their defamation lawsuit with Nick Sandmann, lawyer Robert Barnes announced that he was suing Reza Aslan, the disgraced former CNN host, for a minimum of $135,000 in damages. Barnes represents 8 Covington High School students. Reza Aslan's tweet of January 19, 2019 features an image of Sandmann and poses the question, have you ever seen a more punchable face than this kid's? See, for those of us who saw this happening, we kind of sat around and went, why is this a big fucking deal? He's standing in front of a dude who's banging a drum in his face. He didn't punch him. He didn't laugh at him. They didn't mob him. He just stood there and smiled at him. And yet people like fucking Philip DeFranco, which disclosure, I like Philly D. I think he does good at his job. But he did not wait to find out what was going on. And he put out a little video that basically said, hey, this kid is an asshole. He's a racist. I mean, come on. Oh, Ishtar was some breaking news. Said Aslan recently tweeted something along the lines of Iranians never forget a grudge. Oof. Ooh, little spicy there. That's fine, Reza. You're still a jackass. Okay? What did this kid do? What did any of the Covington High School kids do? Not a goddamn thing. Zeal Gold says last waiting room he was in had TBS on TV instead of CNN. Turner Broadcast System, or Turner Broadcast System, I guess. I don't know, but better than CNN. Anything is better than CNN. Watching paint dry is better than watching CNN. The tweet was widely criticized by people. Okay, here we go. I want to point something else. This right here. I can't highlight it because it's a picture, but right here, look at the likes. 23,000 people liked this tweet. I'm told that check my Twitter. Alright. Well, thank you, Ishtar, for my current topic. I will bring it up. And someone I follow is right beneath it. Alright, that works. Hold on. Here we go. Clicky, clicky, clicky. Oh, I'm sure he's still being dragged. One thing you all need to know about Iranians before celebrating de-escalation is that as a people we never forget a slight. I mean never. That's great, Reza Aslan. You're still a jackass. Did you delete something as part... this is from The Doctor, Tenant Rob. Did you delete something as part of the terms of the settlement? Or have we just misplaced it? So, do you feel slighted? Because we are going to forget yours. Remember when you advocated for violence against a minor? And then, of course, thoughts and prayers during difficult times, of course. Yeah, he's... I'm sure Nick Sandmann feels the exact same way. Oh. See, this is the celebrity fallacy in action. This motherfucker doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's just following the same bullshit everyone else does, and thinks that it's an opinion, and all he's gonna get is shit on. Okay, he's still getting shit on because he's a dumbass who decided that he was going to basically put these kids on blast for no fucking reason. What did the kid do? Not a goddamn thing. It bothers me that people went after this kid like they did. I hope they go after these people, and I hope they win every fucking time. Because CNN has set a precedent. By not going to court, one of the biggest companies that are in these settlements has basically said, we are afraid of going to court with this because we're possibly gonna fucking lose. And if they lost in open court, it would set a precedent that would destroy most of these media gargantuans, okay? Because they basically said, CNN, Washington Post basically said that this was our opinion. This is our opinion. We're stating an opinion. It's not a fact. And then they basically got a judge to say, yes, it is an opinion. We're going to throw this out. And then a couple months later went, nope, we're going to reinstate this. We're going to reinstate the case. You are now being sued for defamation. CNN has set up a white flag for the rest of these fucks that are about to get sued. You're going to be in trouble if you fight this because there is a case of defamation against these kids. Because you, pointing out that you want them doxxed, pointing out that they should be beaten, pointing out that they should be hurt, pointing out that they should be expelled, pointing out that they should never fucking work a day in their life because of wearing a goddamn hat and making sure that he didn't hurt the dumbass Indian who decided to butt into these kids and make and drum in front of their face for no fucking reason. You made it so they can't do anything for the rest of their lives. That is textbook discrimination for the fact that they are losing monetarily for something that you fucking said. I'm going to calm down a little bit, get something to drink, we're going to move on. This whole situation pissed me off. That's all I'm saying. And the schadenfreude that I am experiencing by CNN giving up the ghost and giving and basically putting up the white flag is making me giddy about this. And yeah, they would lose due to the call doxing. The tweet was widely criticized by people from all over the political spectrum for being an inappropriate incitement to violence and for improperly suggesting that Sandman and his classmates had been harassing an elderly Native American man, a narrative that was debunked. Not only was it debunked, these kids were being harassed. These kids were being harassed by black Israel, what are they called? Basically, black Israelites, calling them incest babies, telling them that they're racist, saying that they're gonna die, things like that. They were minutes before by the Native American man walking up to them. And then the Native American man said that they were being harassing to him. And he decided he was going to continue to drum his drum. Black Hebrew Israelites. Thank you, Zah. And then the video came out. The whole video came out. And the kids were just there, singing their songs, being at a rally. The black Hebrew Israelites cussing at them, calling them incest babies, calling them a whole bunch of horrible things. And then, well, the Native American man decided to go up and bang his drum in their face. According to PJ Media, the suit names a variety of public figures including Anna Navarro, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Maggie Haberman, and Kathy Griffin. PJ Media also reports that according to the lawsuit, the tweet calling Salmon's face punchable further spread the false narrative that the Covington Catholic boys had aggressively insulted the Native American man when that was not the case. Aggressively insulted! You know, no one apologized to these fucking kids when it was proven false. Everything that was said about them was proven false. No one came out and said, hey, you know those black Hebrew Israelites who are calling you horrible things, aggressively insulting you? You did a good job. You did a good job just sitting there and not doing anything, ignoring them. You did an amazing job. No one said anything like that. And as Fowl points out, Kathy Griffin was calling for their doxes. She wanted to know where they lived, and she wanted people to go find them. She wanted to know what school they went to. For no fucking reason whatsoever. Aslan deleted his tweet earlier today. Today being 22 hours ago. So that would be on 1/11/2020. Over a year. He waited a year to delete that tweet. Almost a year. 19th of January. So almost a year he waited to delete that tweet. The post-millennial reached out to Barnes, who said that Aslan may be facing a serious six-figure verdict, which could have been even worse had he not deleted his tweet when he did. You know, there's something... Dealing with Antoine and knowing what Antoine is made out of, and knowing people on the internet, being an old fag from 4chan, and just having been around for a while, there's something that people like Aslan forget. The internet does not. The internet does not forget. So his tweet is still out there. It's archived. On top of that, people have pictures of it. He's never going to live this down. Also, the Black Hebrew Israelites was talking shit. The Indians too. They provoked both groups and sat back and watched the drama. Because Black Hebrew Israelites are actual racist hate groups. They're a racist hate group. They are a black nationalist group. They're horrible fucking people. Update. This article has been updated to properly reflect that attorney Robert Barnes is representing Covington High School students other than Nick Sandman. So this is good news. This is amazing news. Oop. Sorry guys, I forgot to bring it back up. Oh well. But this is amazing news, right? Nick Sandman and the Covington High School kids are getting what they deserve, which is people being held accountable for defamation. And yeah, the kids, all they did was go to a rally. They went to a national monument. That's what they did. Go to a fucking national monument because they're in high school and they're close enough that they can take a fucking bus ride to go to a national goddamn monument. Yes, they were there for a rally as well. But at the point in time that all this shit happened, they were just singing their high school song, doing nothing, and dancing around. Having a gay old time by themselves. And the media, because they were wearing MAGA hats, basically said that they're racist, that they must have assaulted the Native American, and that they're the worst people possible. And not only did that narrative get spread, but it got spread for a while. And now, CNN is paying the bill. Along with the 15 others that attorney is going after. Washington Post, Kathy Griffin, Elizabeth Warren. To quote a wrestler, since I am a fan of the WWE, fan of professional wrestling, fan of WCW. To quote a wrestler, "You're next." Because it was bullshit what you guys did. And I hope beyond hope, that not only do you get your comeuppance, but that you pay for those kids' lives and allow them to never have to work another day in their life. So Reza Aslan, the schadenfreude that I'm experiencing from you being sued, and the very, very possible future of you basically having to pay out $153,000. Now, I don't know if that's $153,000 total or $153,000 per kid, but I hope it happens. There is a lot of crazy shit going on in our world. And I've gone over some of it today, like Japan with their adult cream pie serving at McDonald's. The woman who thinks basically that BDSM relationships are evil and it's only violence towards women. Everybody keeps talking about a narrative. Everybody, if you watch YouTubers and you watch people who pay attention to politics like Tim Pool or even Magog, you always hear about this narrative that's being pushed. Now, what is a narrative? Well, a narrative is what gets put out there first. So, if something happens, the first person to come up with the story is the narrative. What they want you to believe, what they want you to see. The narrative that was being pushed was pushed so fast and so hard that nobody thought to just wait. Give it a day. Give it 2 days. So this is the best advice I can give you guys, honestly. When something comes out, when something is said, and they're pushing things like racism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, any of that stuff, xenophobia, when it's pushing any of those isms or phobias that suddenly magically start coming out, give it a bit. All right, if it sounds salacious, if it sounds grandiose, you might want to wait before you make your judgment. Which is why my videos always were kind of behind in what was going on. Because I wasn't willing to jump down people's throats with finding out something right away without information. I always wanted to know what I was talking about, so I would wait a couple days. Oh look, the Covington High School kids, their video came out, the kids didn't do anything. I'm not Fal says I don't have that kind of time for isms. I'm not talking about actively wait. I'm not talking about pay attention to everything of the story. I'm talking about, if you hear a story about, you hear a story about Big T. He's suddenly famous and comes out that he got Me Too'd. Give it a couple days before you make your judgment. Find out if anything else happened, if anything else came out, if there's a different part of the story. What a lot of people forget is that there are two parts to the story. The only way that you can actually prove anything is with actual evidence, like video footage. I've been in part of things, and it's always been two parts of the story, my part and the other person's part. You have to hear both sides and make your own judgment. It's when you stop waiting for that other side, it's when you stop waiting for someone for evidence, or when you stop waiting for anything that could push back against it, is when you start following the narrative. Don't follow narratives unless you're reading a book or watching a movie. So just wait. Give it a day. Give it 48 hours. By that time, things have been able to come out. Things have been able to open up. That's a good quote, Vin. The sheet of life is written on both sides. I just hope you guys remember that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, go ahead, subscribe, leave a like, share this around. It really does help. Big T, good, man. I'm glad to hear that. Awesome. I'm glad things worked out for you. If you guys want to support the show, There's a merch store down below. Link in the description. There is PayPal, Streamlabs. You can do any... It really does help. But other than that, that's it for me, guys. I got nothing more. So, I have an article that I will be talking about next time that is probably going to piss you guys off. So, we'll see you then. Remember, this is the last bastion of sanity in this little corner of the internet. My name is Matt, and this has been The Last Vox. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. See you guys later.